2014. This is my first show. This is your guys' first show? So my name's Greg. This is Jeremiah. We're part of the audio team here, pro audio team here at Avid. So what we're going to do for the next few minutes, we're going to take the core part of the main stage demo, which is happening at 10:45 and a few other times today. And really what we're going to do is kind of talk about the vision of Avid everywhere as it pertains to Pro Tools and Pro Tools in the cloud. So there are just a couple of things that we want to make sure you guys take away from that. The first thing is the ability to collaborate. So I'm going to be playing the role of Tom Graham in New York, and then we've got Jeremiah who's going to be playing the role of Gil Gowing, who's based in London. So we both work for a music production company, and we're going to be able to collaborate. So along with that, we're going to show you how we use metadata. Metadata is a really important part of any collaboration. We want to make sure that we can track and keep tabs on who's doing what in the project from when we start the project all the way to when we're selling it on the marketplace. And of course the marketplace is the third part of that. So we're going to show the marketplace, the Avid marketplace, in a couple of different ways. So we'll start over here with Gil Gowing in his London studio.
Thank you, Greg. So the session we're looking at today is just it's a spec car commercial we put together for the car company Porsche. And really, to get this all going, my first step in as far as engaging collaboration with other users is to post the session up to the cloud. So I can come up to my cloud menu up here and post my local session.
So what you're taking a look at is a new UI. Again, this is a technology preview. This isn't ready yet. This is just the beginnings of what we're planning on doing. So Gil's already posting some metadata into that local session, and now we're going to be able to go and collaborate.
Excellent. So I've gone ahead and posted that up to the cloud. Now the next thing I need to do is establish what I want to share with the person on the other end. So what I have in this session is I built together a couple drum loops. We got some virtual instruments, and I got a couple bass lines in there for them. So I'm going to come in here and engage the brand new collaboration button within Pro Tools. So that essentially tells them that these are the tracks that I'm going to upload to the cloud. Also, the next step of that is going to be to freeze the tracks. Now, Greg here might not have all the plugins that I'm using in my session, so by freezing them, he's going to be able to open those up in his session and be able to hear the audio playback. And then the final step is to go ahead and post those up to the cloud.
So those tracks are now being rendered directly into that Pro Tools cloud.
And then now that that's all up there, I need to invite a user to this collaboration. So I'm going to jump over to my project window, and I will select the session that I just uploaded. And then I will go ahead and invite Greg/Tom to the session.
Now, as soon as he does that, if you take a look at my window over here, you'll see that I get a notification in Mac OS X. So my notifications window pops up, lets me know that I've got a project to add to my workflow. So here we're looking at the second page of that Pro Tools Cloud UI, and this is my project page. So the first page, the home page, basically gives a quick overview of my account, tells me who I am, how much cloud storage I'm using, if I have any product updates. Interestingly enough, on those product updates, you can see that I've got not only Avid plugins for updates, but I've also got third-party plugins as well. My notification center tells me, if I've got any messages, what projects I've got working on. So, and then on my project page, here is my invitation from Gil. So I can deny it, but I'm not going to deny it. I like working with Gil, so I'm actually going to go ahead and click OK, and we can actually now chat. And I can say, what's up? And I've got a message from him, can you add some guitars? So not only do we have the ability to chat, we also have the ability to do a video conference call. Maybe we need to talk about some stuff. So let's go ahead and check that out.
So I've gone ahead and just double clicked on his name, and it asks me to make a video call. You'll see Greg's got that invitation. Gone ahead and engaged the video chat. Hey Greg.
So, hey, what's up? So you can add some guitars to this?
Yeah, go ahead and the client's looking for some guitars,
Nice.
kind of some heavy metal guitar stuff.
Let's do it.
All right.
All right, so at this point, I'm going to hang up that call there, and I need to get to work. So I need to basically pull that session that he's put up into the cloud, I need to now bring it down. So to do that, I can just double click on the project here. And now I'm going to pull it down from the cloud and save it to my desktop. All right. Oh, let me throw this other one away. So now I've got the session that he's uploaded. So those stem mixes that are frozen. And here we go. So I've got... All right, great. So obviously I'm not Tom, and I'm not really a guitar player. So I'm just going to go ahead and borrow some of Tom's guitar parts. I'm going to import those from a previous session. Add those to new tracks. So I've gone ahead and played some guitar, recorded some guitar for Gil here. So let's take a look at those tracks really quickly. All right, so in purple, Avid purple, here are our guitar tracks now along with the rest of the session. Awesome. Okay, so now I want to go ahead and collaborate back with Gil in London. So I'm going to go ahead and select all those guitar tracks because I need to get those back to him. And the first thing I'm going to go ahead and do is hit the collaborate button on those tracks. Now you'll notice that the first thing that happened is now we're talking about metadata again. We need to track who's doing what. So once I hit that collaborate button, you can see right here that on the tracks themselves, my little icon with my name, Tom Graham, is now, that metadata is now built into the track, so we can track who's doing what really easily. So I'm going to go ahead and post these. However, these first couple of tracks here, well, I'm just going to go ahead and post everything as frozen because there's a possibility. Gil's not a guitar player. He's a producer and a mix engineer. He probably doesn't have the 11 plugin, which I'm using here. So we want to make sure he can preview everything. So let's go ahead and post these. I've frozen it, and I'm now going to render those tracks back up to the cloud. Now, once this is done, we're going to go right back over to London.
So now this is the point. If we look in the upper right-hand corner, where I can engage the download of the tracks that Greg just shared with me in the cloud. So I'll just go ahead and click that down arrow, and all my tracks are instantly brought into my Pro Tools session, and I can now continue working. Now, something else to point out here, if we look over here on the left-hand side, is this brand new snowflake icon, and that's indicating that Greg froze some tracks for me. So I can just select those tracks and unfreeze them. And then once that happens, you get this pop-up window saying, hey, you know what, you don't have the 11 plugin that was used on this track. Would you like to purchase or rent it? So I'll go ahead and click yes. You're instantly transported to the Avid Marketplace, where I can now go in and purchase those plugins, or maybe just rent them for a couple of days, because it's not something that I'm going to use for something more than this particular project. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase that right now. As soon as I click on purchase and get done with that, the 11 rack is instantly put in my session. I don't have to close Pro Tools session, I can just continue working. So I can go up here, make some adjustments to my presets, and then now we're ready to move on, work on our mix. So that being said, you know, kind of the next place to go from there is, all right, now let's bring another third party into the equation here. So now we need to get approval from the ad agency to see if they approve the mix. So now Greg is going to play the role of Steve Braverman, and I'm going to go ahead and invite him first off to the session.
So yeah, as Jeremiah said, I'm basically now going to be playing the part of Steve, and I'm actually on vacation in Hawaii on the beach with just my iPad. I don't have a Pro Tools rig, I don't have anything with me other than my iPad. So you can see here that we have an application that we'll be able to launch that looks exactly like the UI inside of the same UI in Pro Tools. So now what I'm going to be able to do is, he's going to invite me to the project, and you can see right down here, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and check it out. Now, of course, again, I'm only on my iPad. I'm on the beach with Wi-Fi, luckily. And I want to take a listen to the mix, so I'll send him a message. Let me hear. And now what he's going to do, once he gets that message back, he's going to go ahead on his end in London, and he's going to enable streaming so that I can listen to that mix, that submix, directly from my iPad. So now once he's pressed that button, you can see here I've got a little speaker icon. You go ahead and hit that. He wants to, I've been dropped out of the network. But basically what would happen is that I would go ahead and hit play and be able to stream and hear it on my iPad. I just got kicked out of the network, so and I'd be able to go back and say, okay, approved, not approved, etc. So I'm actually not going to approve the mix. I'm going to say, you know what, we need to, too many changes that need to be made. Porsche decided they just want to do voiceover and some atmospherics. So now, Tom and Gil have this really amazing, cool rock bed that they want to be able to monetize. They want to be able to do something with it.
Yeah, so that takes us right into our brand new PXF archival format. So, like Greg said, the ad agency didn't bite on this mix, so now we need to make some money off of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically export this, select my entire session, and then export it as a PXF file. Now this is where I can go in and choose exactly which tracks I'm committing. You can also go in here and add all sorts of great metadata as well. So let's go ahead and add some tags to that. Do big rock guitar, drums, and groove. We'll go ahead and upload that to the marketplace.
So you've already seen a little bit of the first part of the marketplace, which was being in the session and being able to rent or purchase a plugin that you didn't already have in the session. So now on the other end, once this is done processing, Gil here is going to make sure that we get it up to the marketplace. By clicking on project.
That's right. So now that PXF format has been posted, I just select that PXF file, come down here and click on the...
Once you add some tags, okay.
Which I actually did in the previous screen if you guys were paying attention. And now that is posted up to the Avid Marketplace, and now we can have Greg here log back in and purchase that track in real time.
So now I'll play the fourth, was my third or fourth role in this whole thing. I'm now an independent filmmaker, and I'm looking for some music to add to my film. So I'm going to go to the Avid Marketplace, and I know that I want something with some groove in it, so I'm going to go ahead and type that in. So now, the window will now populate with stuff with that meta tag. So the first thing up here is the cards and guitars that Tom and Gil worked on. So you can see I've got the item number, the price, a little bit of a description. I can go ahead and click on it. I can preview it. Check out the license type. But I'm just going to go ahead and purchase it. That's the one I want. So let me log in here. Tom's going to get a heck of a bill at the end of the show. And immediately after I purchase it, it's going to download directly into my downloads folder. So I'm going to go ahead and unzip that. So now there's my PXF file format. So all I need to do now to be able to go ahead and listen to that and start working with it is double click it, and we're going to open that after I go ahead and agree to all these, the license term agreement, accept, and now that PXF file is now open with those committed tracks inside of Pro Tools. And I can go ahead and work as I need to. And that's basically the vision of Pro Tools in the cloud for Avid everywhere. Again, everything built on a centralized platform, and we're able to do some collaboration, and we're able to get things up to the marketplace, the Avid Marketplace, for sale. And of course, we want to make sure that everything is meta tagged and with metadata, so we can track it from its inception all the way when it gets to the marketplace. That's the basic idea. What do you guys think? Pretty cool, right? So of course I should also mention, if you guys really want to have a voice in what we're doing, our Avid Connect, Avid Customer Association is really a great way to do that. We have a website set up, which is avidcustomerassociation.com. Make sure you check that out. Really great way, just today, just in less than an hour, I've met a few people who have these really interesting workflow ideas, and I think they're really good ideas. And it's really important that we here at Avid know about those, and you guys have very much have a voice in how we move forward. So we want to make sure that you guys are able to stay in touch with us and make sure you have your voices heard. All right? Thank you guys.